Okay, I have a million thoughts about Stranger Things Volume 4, so let's get into it. There will be spoilers, and right off the bat, if you're going to come in and be like, oh, I don't know why I have to be critical of everything, like, that's what I do, man. I love this show, okay? But I'm going to be critical of the parts that I think could have been better, because that's how I consume media. If you don't know that by now, I really don't know why you're here. Anyways, Volume 4 I liked so much that it made me want to go back and do a rewatch, so I'm already like halfway through Season 1, and maybe I'll do a ranking when I finish all the seasons, because I love the show. My biggest critique of Season 4 is the same as a lot of people, is that it really felt disjointed. Having the characters separated, it seemed like was mainly more of a plot device than anything else, and the problem is that not all of the stories were equally interesting. Also, it is remarkable that every single new character they introduce on the show is so charismatic and wonderful that we fall in love with them, but there are so many characters. You either have to kill some of them or make them move away or something. Like, it's just too much to stay invested. Like, I think Season 4 was actually really incredible, especially Volume 1. I think that some characters like Lucas and Will had just incredibly emotional story arcs that it made everything else worth it. I didn't love that Joyce kind of got relegated to comic relief with Murray because I love her and I think she should have a bigger role in the show always, but I think that the parts that she did get to have, like finally getting a kiss with Hopper, were great, and Murray is always so much fun. Vecna was a great villain with a decent twist. I wish that they would have kept more of the horror elements throughout the entire season, because the first couple of episodes of Volume 1 were just so good and scary and tense. So I wish it could have kept that same vibe the whole time, but I get that it's a good balance of comedy and heart and everything. The finale episodes, though, the pacing was just off. I don't really get this format. And the fact that it was 5 hours, there was one point where I was enjoying myself, but I looked at it and I was like, what has actually happened? I've watched 3 hours of television so far. What has actually happened? And I think it was a little bit anticlimactic. And honestly, I think the better ending for Volume 4 would have been the reveal of who Vecna was. Because it makes sense that they're not killing him off, like, if he's been the villain all along, and that's the whole thing, is like, he's the catalyst, he and Eleven and Will are kind of like connected, and that's the whole point, that's been the whole story all along. But then the little resolution, the little conflict that we got just felt not enough, you know? If they had ended the season on that major reveal, like, I feel like that would have been more impactful. Especially because at the end, there's no ambiguity. Will's like, no, he's still alive. Like, it's not that the kids think that they won. Like, we know. So I don't know. It felt like a little bit unsatisfying. And Will in this season, the performance that Noah gave, oh my God. I would have loved a little bit more, like, connection with his brother. But honestly, it was one of my favorite elements of the season. Obviously, like everyone else, I loved Eddie. Seeing him die was such a bummer, but I'm kind of a glutton for punishment in that respect. I think it adds to the story. And I have a lot of thoughts on what they could do with Season 5, so I will probably make a video about that as well.